Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Ina and I'm very excited for today's video because we're checking out something a little different than usual but still very in theme for what we've been doing lately. So this is going to be a request from a 1 carat diamond person that requested this specific documentary regarding the Second World War. I see here just like a couple of information regarding it. We are watching A Symphony of War Part 1 by Richard Bruhn. The avant-garde documentary presents the major events of the Second World War throughout a mashup of historical footage and silent era cinema. Now, I'm quite excited for this one because I don't know if you know this about me, but on my free time, I quite often watch documentaries about history and different things that happen in the world. And lately, I've been watching a lot of documentaries regarding the Second World War, probably because it's just like a content that I've been covering a lot here on the channel. You know, like we did a couple of movies like Hacksaw Ridge, we did Saving Private Ryan, I'm now doing Band of Brothers. So all of these themes have been in my mind a lot lately, and I'm quite excited to see this documentary, to see if there's anything new that I can learn, and I'm sure that there's going to be. And yeah, with no further ado, we're gonna jump straight into this one. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I really hope that you will enjoy this and that you will learn a lot of stuff with me. Let's go. Symphony of War, Part 1. Let me see. Quality. Okay. The music definitely sets the scene. First movement, the Weimar Republic, 1933. Honestly, it's going to be like a history lesson, and I'm also not very used to silent era cinema, so it's going to be quite new for me. Wait, what? Are these images of what they were thinking would happen in the future, or did those things actually exist already back then? Looks like the roads are suspended. I think that nowadays in Hong Kong there are some like similar architectures. Berlin. Oh, Potsdam is the metro station, I think, yeah. Double-deck buses in Berlin? Really? I had no idea. These trams look very similar to the ones that we have in Milan even nowadays. I mean, we have like a lot of different types of trams now, but there's one specific one that looks a lot like that. I mean, yeah, I almost forgot like the important historical context of this. The Weimar Republic, it was born after the First World War, back then called the Great War. So there was a lot of people that came from the war that were just in poor conditions, and the crisis was exponential, I guess that we can say. Wait, is that a rocket or like a weapon? Seeing the man on it kind of puts everything under perspective. Because of course it's huge, but you never realize how big something is until like you see people next to it, and the people look like little ants. I'm not quite sure of what's happening here. I mean, we are on another planet, that much is clear. Or are we on the moon? Silent era cinema is definitely new for me. The Weimar years, part 2, okay. Let's see where this goes. Oh. Cafe, something. Fashion shows. Atrium. Very exotic dances. Chocolate. Let's dance as the world goes to hell. Wait, so is this like the context of, like, I'm assuming that this is the context of those years. So like maybe on one side you have the people that came from war, that were very poor and economically destroyed after the war, and like in those years of peace at the same time you had people that were happy that the war is ending, like, yay, let's enjoy life, this is, you know, we are in peace and stuff like that. I wondered if this is what it symbolizes, like the two different aspects of the aftermath that comes after a war. Wow, that's so cool. What is that? Looks like everyone's celebrating. German Communist Party. KPD. Almost funny to think that that existed back then, but yeah, it did until it just didn't exist anymore. If you have ears, listen. Ooh. Our world is more and more splitting up into two ghost hostile camps. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to read that. The capital and... I didn't know how to read that. The capitalist, wherever it has got to the upper hand, he put an end to an idyllic relations and has left remaining no other nexus between man and the naked self. I can't read! Naked self-interest! I swear I can read in English. I swear I can. I don't know what's happening. Brain isn't braining. It has drowned the most heavenly excesses of religion sphere. I'm just gonna read that in my mind. Wow, that's quite a sentence there. Ooh. Brutal exploitation. Whoa. I just got chills with that. Oh, this sounds familiar. The worker become an appendage of a machine. This is so, like, on track even nowadays. I know that this is technically from a century ago, but it's very... Workers of the world unite. Wow, you have nothing to lose but your chains. How powerful is that sentence? And it is true, it is reality for a lot of people. Unfortunately, some people have nothing to lose, just the chains, even nowadays. You have a world to win. You have so little to lose and so much to earn. Wait, that face looked familiar to me? National Socialist German Workers' Party. Oh, I know his music. Oh, look at that! I think that I recognize a certain someone. It's crazy how we have like real footage of him, because sometimes we tend to think that Second World War was a long time ago, it doesn't touch us, but no, it was so recently. That looks like almost like a religious process or something, like it's so wild. Dedication to politics was insane. That kind of gave me chills, especially combined with music. Realpolitik part 1? Wait, why don't I remember anything about Realpolitik? Is it like, I'm assuming when they started? Huh? Okay. Street Army. Crush the red faggots. That's how we called them. Again, another music that it's a little familiar. Smash the faces whenever you find him. Whatever you find him. Oh, I wonder if they're like referring specifically to Hitler or in general any man that's fascist. I think any man. You know, like, of course now, after all of these decades, after almost 100 years, we know what happened. We have information from both sides. We can read both sides of the story. But back then, finding yourself in that confusion, not knowing who to listen to, who to believe to, wow. And honestly, it happens every single day, even in 25, especially when it comes to politics. Just like, you know, knowing what we know. No, not the doggos. What the hell? Not the doggos. That's when they started taking the power. They were like, in one way or another, the power is ours. Election day in Berlin in 33. Ooh, that's a very interesting year. I'm pretty sure that in 33 is also the year when in Italy we had the leggi, we call them fascistissime, I think. Like the laws, the racial laws that got introduced in Italy as well. And I think that it's in 33, but it's possible that my memory is confusing me. Leggi fascistissime, yes. When our lovely Mussolini was very good friends with Hitler. I hope that my sarcasm is clear here. I know how these elections end, of course. I don't remember if anything specific happened around the elections. Oh. That image was scary, if I can be honest, the Hitler poster there. Wow. It gave me the chills. First speech as the Chancellor on 33. It's kind of terrifying already.
Am 30. Januar dieses Jahres wurde die neue Regierung der nationalen Konzentration gebildet. Der Kampf gegen den Marxismus wurde damals zum ersten Mal zu einem Kampfziel erhoben. Wir wollen nicht liegen und wollen nicht spenden. Ich habe deshalb...
What a manipulator. We will not lie and not cheat.
Ich habe deshalb es abgelehnt, jemals vor dieses Volk hinzutreten und billige Versprechungen zu geben. Es kann niemand hier gegen mich aufstehen und zeigen, dass ich je gesagt habe, der Wiederaufstieg Deutschlands sei nur eine Frage von wenigen Tagen.
In a matter of days? How can you make such a promise?
Von der Liebe zu diesem einen Volk und hege felsenfest die Überzeugung, dass eben doch dann einmal die Stunde kommt, in der die Millionen, die uns heute verfluchen, hinter uns stehen und mit uns begrüßen werden dann das gemeinsam geschaffene, mühsam erkämpfte, bitter erworbene neue deutsche Reich der Größe und der Ehre und der Kraft und der Herrlichkeit und der Gerechtigkeit. Amen.
Wow. His voice tone got spooky real quick. That's so creepy. Wow. Wow. Realpolitik 2. So I'm assuming that it's yeah, it's this part where he became chancellor and stuff. Foreign press conference. How did that go?
The secret of propaganda is to simplify complex or complicated things, to make them as simple as possible, as simple that even the less ingenious man can understand what I mean. Simplify. And then, if you had found the form which tells a complicated thing in the simplest way, and you have find this form, then secondly, repeat it every day.
Yeah.
Simplify and repetition. That's the secret of modern propaganda.
I'm almost laughing because that's marketing. That's literally marketing. Like, one of the main rules of marketing is repetition. Repetition is wins, and it's the second thing that they do. And of course, simplify. Depending on who is your target audience, you may want to simplify. It's just marketing. That's what propaganda is, a kind of. I mean, I'm simplifying it now, you see. Oh wow. Oh wow. Wait, I forgot that this actually happened.
Als unbekannter Eiserner diesen Krieg zu beginnen und nicht zu ruhen, bis endlich diese Erscheinung aus dem deutschen Leben beseitigt sein würde.
Yeah, that's how it started. First Marxism and then everything else, huh? Meeting of Reichstag at which Hitler and his cabinet received plenary powers of legislation. It happened so fast. January, March. So fast. Oh, that I didn't remember, or maybe potentially never knew. He did speak. What happened to him? After how long did he die? We German Social Democrats pledge ourselves solemnly in this historic hour to the principles of humanity and justice, of freedom and socialism. No enabling act can give you power to destroy ideas which are eternal and indestructible. Someone didn't agree with that, I'm assuming. He jumped up to respond. What did he say? You are no longer needed. The star of Germany will rise and yours will sink. Your death knell has sounded. Well... like, well, shit. I don't think that this ought to live for much longer. So serious and frightening, if I can be honest. Even like without knowing him, you look at this man, you don't think how nice, how friendly. Dead silence. The Third Reich. It's been a minute since I heard Third Reich. The burning of the books. Oh yes, fudge, the burning of the books. I feel like this should be a life lesson for everybody. If your government starts burning books and tell you what you can and cannot read, run. Just saying, I don't want to get political, but run. Because that ain't normal. It's really not. Look at the imagery there. And they definitely started by making a scene, like this is very symbolic. Now, actually, I'm realizing that I don't know which books were burned, which ones were prohibited. I kind of want to get them and read them now, out of spite. Oh, yeah.
Der Durchbruch der deutschen Revolution hat auf dem deutschen Weg wieder die Gasse freigemacht. Und deshalb tu dir gut daran, diese mitternächtige Stunde den Ungeist der Vergangenheit, den Flammen anzuvertrauen. Das ist eine starke, große und symbolische Handlung. Eine Handlung, die vor aller Welt dokumentieren soll. Hier sind die geistige Grundlage.
Caught me off guard. Wait, is that Albert Einstein? How is he involved in all of these? Huh? Opening of the official anti-Semitic campaign, and again, like we started seeing him in January, and now we are the 1st April. This is crazy how little time it took him to make all of these once he had the power, because like we know that he has been having this mentality for a long time. Gosh, those poor people. I will never comprehend how you can have so much hatred towards people that did nothing to you. And I know why historically they were targeted. I know. I read about it. I studied it. I know that there are some reasons why maybe people didn't like Jewish people back then. But it makes no sense to me how you can have so much hatred within you to do these. Like, how? There are so many positive things that you can do in the world, and you decide to do this. I will never understand it. I will never. Oh. Oh gosh, I know the name. I don't remember the name, but I know the guy. Achtung, Juden. Juden is Jewish? In German, I think so. Oh, little jump. The Crystal Knight. What happens in the Crystal Knight? I don't remember. It's actually been a minute since I watched some documentaries about this period of a war, of like before the war. Lately I've been watching a lot of stuff regarding the aftermath, so like the Nuremberg process or like the court cases. I've been watching a lot of that, what happened to the families of the Nazi people and stuff, but wow. I just lost track of what I was saying, because this is so cruel. Oh my gosh, dragged by the hair? I love the parallelisms here, they are so well done. Wow. I really don't want to get emotional, but I wasn't expecting these scenes to hit so hard. But they definitely did. Imagine losing everything that you have, everything you own, just because of who you are, of the family that you were born into. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, because there were so many good people, so many, and no one deserved what happened here. Wait, these are the Olympics? I'm horrible with flags. Is that New Zealand flag? I'm horrible with flags, I apologize. Well, that's Canada. Okay, it's also written there, but I recognize the leaf. At least something. At least I know certain flags. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have a winner. Oh, no. Whoa. Whoa, that's fast. I don't know how that's humanly possible. So what does this mean? Did Germany perform nicely? These statues are huge! Do they still exist? I've never been in Berlin. I would like to visit at some point because it has so much history. I would just fall in love with historical aspects of it. Oh, I've never seen the swastika there. Is it just my impression or this type of aircraft don't exist anymore? Or like they're super rare? I don't even know how to call them. Now, actually, the other day I was watching this other documentary that has nothing to do with war necessarily, but it was about Alfa Romeo cars and how Alfa Romeo and like many other car companies survived it during the Second World War just because like they adapted and they changed their production for a couple of years. So instead of like producing cars, they would produce weapons or similar products that they were able to do with the materials in order to survive during the war. And it's crazy to think how many brands that we love and adore even nowadays were like actually very friendly with the governments back then. And I think that this Mercedes is a good example, right? What car is this now? Cool vintage cars with swastikas on them. Third movement, the road to war. Getting closer. Reoccupation of Rhineland. Oh right, Rhineland is the little area between France and Germany, right? That for centuries has been sometimes German, sometimes French. Wow, you wouldn't expect to see that many people celebrating with that flag in their hand. But here we are. Oh, look at that. That's so smart. Yeah, you see how it boop, boop, went a little bit to the west. I like that map. Well, the graphic part of that map, not what happened. Gosh, that's a lot of tanks. Anschluss! Oh my gosh! It's been ages since I heard this word in
Last night, groups of
38.
cheering Nazis tore up the borderline posts along the Austrian-German border to signify that it is now but one nation. Adolf Hitler, after a tiring day, slept in the Imperial Hotel within a block of the Art Academy, which years ago refused to accept him as a student. Meantime, former Chancellor Kurt Schuschnigg, the resigned premier, refused to leave Austria when he was told he was free to go where he liked, but that his 11-year-old son, Kurt, must remain as a hostage as a pledge of his father's discretion. And here's a bulletin from Paris. Premier Leon Blum's new cabinet made plans today to speed up the French rearmament program to meet the threat caused by Germany's annexation of Austria. And you are listening to a special broadcast bringing you the latest news from abroad in the European crisis.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I didn't hear about this. I totally forgot the word Anschluss, but now that I saw it and a bulb in my brain just started going, we want. Again, it's just crazy to me how he managed to convince crowds, an entire nation, to follow what he's doing. I'm assuming that many were following him because of fear, but many, looks like, I don't know, he has them under control.
Als Führer und Kanzler der deutschen Nation und des Reichs melde ich vor der deutschen Geschichte nunmehr den Eintritt meiner Heimat in das Deutsche Reich.
Yep, your homeland. Yep, and we're taking that too. Student crisis? Wait,
The Czechoslovak short
what is
post
this?
in Praha, OLR5E, has just broadcast an address by Dr. Edvard Beneš, President of the Czechoslovak Republic. You will now hear the English translation of this speech.
I speak to you in a moment of international difficulties, the most serious since the World War. In these critical moments, I speak to you of ourselves, of our position in the midst of this disturbed world, and I speak to you all, to the Czechs and the Slovaks, to the Germans, and to the other nationalities.
The Prime Minister has sent to the German Führer and Chancellor the following message. In view of increasingly critical situation, I propose to come over at once to see you, with a view to trying to find a peaceful solution. I propose to come across by air and am ready to start tomorrow.
You ready? When I was a little boy, I used to repeat, if at first you don't succeed, try again. That's what I'm doing. When I come back, I hope I may be able to say, as Hotspur says in Henry IV, out of this nettled danger, we pluck this flower safety.
Munich Pact, 58. There are so many little details that I either never learned about or kind of forgot. So I'm glad that all of this is here, so I have like a better understanding of all the steps that led to the craziness. Shit. Bullshit. And we know that. If I remember correctly, I was taught in high school that like one of the possible causes that led actually to the Second World War is the fact that other powerful countries such as England and France kind of let Hitler do whatever he wanted to because they were trying to save peace and to make sure that like they don't create any conflict, and they thought that by saying yes to his requests he would just like, you know, be happy with them and be like, thank you, I'm happy now, and go on with his life. But that probably gave him like the power of even doing more crazy stuff, because like, yeah, nobody stopped me so far. So I don't know if this is like super accurate. It's just like my recollection from high school, and it's been a minute since I went to high school. I wonder if we're going to see anything from Italy. I would like to, because I mean, I grew up in Italy, so we studied the Italian part of the war a lot. So it would be fun to see something, but I'm not sure if we will see anything. Gosh, they are ready. This paints quite a picture. These flags are huge and like majestic in the way that they are made. Oh, look at that. That was the goal. Win over the whole world. I have no doubt regarding that. Luckily, he got stopped. What's happening here? That just gave me chills. I'm not sure if I recognize this place. I don't think that I do. That was freaky. Invasion of Poland, 39, 1st September, officially the first day of war. 39.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin. Moscow, Germany, and Russia today signed a non-aggression pact. They have agreed that neither country would declare war against one another, and that neither one would come to the aid of a third party in case either nation was attacked.
We know how that went. It's crazy to me that we have this footage. Like, this is real footage, right? These are actual bombs and stuff that was dropped. It's frightening to think about it. Oh gosh. Gosh, in a matter of seconds. Oh, are those people? Ooh. Oh gosh.
You will now hear a statement by the Prime Minister.
I am speaking to you from the Cabinet Room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
Imagine hearing those words. Imagine hearing something like that
You can
now.
imagine what a bitter blow it is to me that all my long struggle to win peace has failed.
Exactly.
Yet I
tried.
cannot believe that there is anything more or anything different that I could have done and that would have been more successful. Up to the very last, it would have been quite possible to have arranged a peaceful and honorable settlement between Germany and Poland. But Hitler would not have it. He had evidently made up his mind to attack Poland whatever happened. And although he now says he put forward reasonable proposals which were rejected by the Poles, that is not a true statement. His action shows convincingly that there is no chance of expecting that this man will ever give up his practice of using force to gain his will. He can only be stopped by force. And we and France are today, in fulfillment of our obligations, going to the aid of Poland, who is so bravely resisting this wicked and unprovoked attack upon her people. And now that we have resolved to finish it, I know that you will all play your part with calmness and courage.
That made me a little bit emotional, because just imagine
at such a moment as this,
hearing that.
the assurances of support which we have received from the Empire are a source of profound encouragement to us.
Like, I'm just picturing what if, like, tomorrow we wake up and on the news here they say, your country's at war. Fourth movement, the Western Theater. Until 41 here. The phony war? What does it mean, the phony war? Like, on the phone? I just said something stupid, didn't I? This is so stupid. This is so stupid. I'm sorry, but I will always say that war is stupid. Like, if Hitler wanted a country, go fight one-on-one directly the president of that country and let's see who wins. Why do you have to involve innocent lives? Like military, normal citizens, civilians, children, destroy the buildings, destroy towns. Why? Because you want more? Who the hell are you? And I don't want to get political, but war is very political and my take here is quite clear. I hope that you guys will agree with me that war is so fucking stupid. Oh wait, these are actually like phones and stuff. So funny word, that's what it meant. Switzerland and France. Okay, I see where we are.
I sought an audience of the King this evening and tendered to him my resignation, which His Majesty has been pleased to accept. And in this task I have no doubt he will be successful.
No doubt. I hope that someone slapped him at some point. If I can be honest, I hope that someone in his life slapped him good at least once. It wouldn't make right everything that he did on this earth, but you know. Blitzkrieg, the lightning war. Oh yeah, I remember this term. Oh. Dunkirk. Ooh, this bass line. Nice song choice. That was so appropriate, actually. Sieg im Westen, victory in the West. So France and stuff. Yeah, France. Paris. I remember actually when I was still in school reading a couple of books and watching a couple of movies regarding the war as it happened in France. Like especially South France, people that were trying to escape and not get captured. They even fancied up the train, of course. Side note, I've been watching a lot of videos about North Korea also recently. And I would love it if there was a similar documentary regarding North Korea. It's crazy what's happening there. To be honest, I do see a parallelism with these North Korea and other dictatorships of the world. They end up always following kind of the same pattern. Compiègne? What is that? I have no idea. No clue of what's happening right now. Maybe just like the local area that gave up or got conquered, so he's signing the document that he's, he now rules there as well, something like that. The only thing that comes to mind is that. London.
What General Weygand has called the Battle of France is over. The Battle of Britain is about to begin. The whole fury and might of the enemy must very soon be turned on us. Hitler knows that he will have to break us in this island or lose the war.
So I'm just here playing with stuff. I can't keep my hands still. Won't have to be like this. If I remember correctly, let's see how good my memory is. One of the main reasons why we managed to stop the Germans is because of the radar. If I remember correctly, it was actually the UK that had the radar technology, so they were able to spot all of these planes as they were approaching, and that gave them a good advantage. Let me know if I remember correctly or not. Gosh. For a second, I just imagined being on that plane. I have too much empathy sometimes, and I just like see myself in those situations, and I suffer so much for those people. Like, you know, like whatever side you are, that's a horrible death. You die in fear. $140 destroyed, 70 probable.
Are you all right? You get any of the batters? Yes, I got a Messerschmitt 109 and a Dornier. Oh, good show.
Love that accent.
If our will is strong enough, then nothing can fail. Germany, Sieg Heil.
Oh my gosh, these sirens. Imagine it's night and you hear these sirens. So last year I visited the Netherlands, and I had no idea that every first Monday of the month that they test out their sirens. And I was caught off guard as they went off, and that was one of the scariest moments of my life. I legit thought, fuck, we are fucked, like the Third World War is starting, and that was a false alarm. Imagine living this, you hear the sirens and you hear all the noise, all the bombs and all the shooting. It must be awful.
Who's better cat? To help our gallant sailors, soldiers, and airmen. And when peace comes,
wait, this is still the UK, right? So they still got a lot of damage despite the radar.
Tomorrow, a better and happier place. My sister is by my side, and we are both going to say good night to you. Come on, Margaret. Good night, soldiers.
I didn't realize that the UK got it this bad, because we are here in Italy. We always talk a lot about how bad we got it here. Like Milan, for example, the city where I live, got heavily bombed, and other parts of the world as well. Like Rotterdam had a lot of bomb damage in the Netherlands. I didn't realize that the UK also got this much. I guess that it was a misconception. So this is Christmas Day, 1940. On one side you got the firefighters trying to tame the fire, and maybe in 2 seconds a bomb is gonna drop on them. It's crazy that we have this footage. It's crazy, but we kind of have to be grateful that we have These memories, holy cow, that the way that building fell. Sorry, I didn't mean memories, but we got this testimony. I don't even know how to say this. Kind of reminds me of Hiroshima, because recently I watched a documentary about that, and there was this one photographer that were able to take pictures. Some
was at Halifax, Nova Scotia, during our visits to Canada. The world was then at peace.
That's the Queen.
And for 7 happy weeks, we had moved in an atmosphere of such goodwill and human kindliness that the very idea of strife and bloodshed seemed impossible. The recollection of it still warms my heart and gives me courage. I speak today in circumstances sadly different.
2 evacuation trains.
Women of all lands yearn for the day when it will be possible to set about building a new and better world, where peace and goodwill shall abide. That day must come. Meantime, to all of you in every corner of the empire who are doing such fine work in all our services, I would give a message of hope and encouragement.
Berlin here.
2 oder 3 oder 4.000 Kilogramm Bomben wirft, dann werfen wir jetzt in einer Nacht 150, 180, 230, 300. Wir werden ihre Städte ausradieren.
How can you cheer for that? How? We're going. This is so hard to watch. That noise was frightening.
Here is the midnight news. Up to 10 o'clock, 175 German aircraft had been destroyed in today's raids over this country.
175?
Today was the most costly for the German Air Force for nearly a month.
Epilogue. Oh, it's the end here. In the middle of war. Oh. Look at that pattern, wow.
Das Reichsministerium für Volksaufklärung und Propaganda. Reichsminister Dr. Goebbels verliest die Proklamation des Führers. Sie enthüllt zum ersten Mal vor der ganzen Welt die Verschwörung zwischen London und Moskau gegen Deutschland. Der Führer zieht nach monatelangem Schweigen nunmehr in 12. Stunde die noch einzig mögliche Konsequenz mit den Worten: Ich habe mich entschlossen, das Schicksal und die Zukunft des Deutschen Reiches wieder in die Hand unserer Soldaten zu legen. Im Anschluss an die Verlesung der Proklamation des Führers gab der Reichsminister des Auswärtigen von Ribbentrop, von Beifall unterbrochen, zum ersten Mal der in- und ausländischen Presse die deutsche Note an die Sowjetunion bekannt.
The end of part 1. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh, yes. Richard Bruhn and Eve Zarifa, you guys did amazing. You just did incredible. I really want to say this because I wasn't expecting to enjoy a silent documentary, but I did. It taught me so much. These are all the people that appeared. Benito Mussolini, wait, I missed him. Like, I guess that when I saw him, I didn't realize that it was him. Stalin, yeah, I recognize him. Elizabeth George. lot of great music. Oh, the Ramones Blitzkrieg Bob, it's actually their song. I think that it's my first Ramones song. Featuring excerpts from... Oh, that was Nosferatu? Oh! I still have to see it. Phantom of the Opera. Okay, now let me tell you, again, as I was mentioning earlier, I wasn't expecting to enjoy a silent documentary as much as I did, because it was the first time ever for me. I am used to watching a lot of documentaries, but the way that I do it is that I treat them almost as a podcast. So like whenever I'm doing something around the house, like, you know, doing the dishes or whatever, I just like having something in the background, and often it's quite often it's documentaries and stuff. And I am very used to like the voice, like a narrator that explains things to me and just like describes me everything that's happening. So here it was exactly the opposite of that. It was a first, but I learned so freaking much. I got emotional every now and then because these images are very tough to see. But again, like, it's also important that we watch them. I feel like, honestly, if I can be honest, right now the whole world should see these and just remember how awful war is and how easy it is to go from point A to point B, because look at Hitler. He January 33 to April 33, he did so much. He did so much. So we have to be careful, because wars have happened for centuries, and we live in an area where we are kind of lucky because we haven't had a lot of armed conflicts, but we still have them, and more can happen if we're not careful enough. Sorry for these little speeches, just that, you know, it's something that I care about deeply, so I feel like it's appropriate to mention it now. Thank you so much for requesting this one. I enjoyed it. I really had a great time, so thank you so much for watching this one with me, for suggesting this one, and I definitely feel like I have learned so much. It was like a history lesson with a lot of stuff that I had no idea what happened. So thank you so much. I'm gonna see you very soon. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.